right. Hey, Karim, thanks for hopping on a call with me today. Today was another kind of crazy day. Governor Kate Brown came out and said that she wouldn't be restricting financial services, which real estate fell under, and that instead they were really going to push the social distancing protocols. And so in response to that, we've, as a company, decided we're going to still take our stance on wanting to limit any business that's not essential, but we do have so many sellers and buyers right now that have critical needs to move, and we've been servicing those, and of course keeping our transactions that are processed up. But even with all of this news and the instability of the stock market, I have just been, continue to be somewhat encouraged by the health of our market and signs for recovery, but that we've had so much real estate activity happening even within thinking that we were going to have this shelter in place ordinance. Can you share with me just kind of what's happening with you and your business right now?
Of course, you did cut out for 3 or 4 seconds. Okay. We may have an issue with that, but most of what you said was heard.
Okay.
My team has 2 listings coming this week. I have had regular emails out to everyone else that's in preparation phase, from planning on 2 to 7 weeks from now. Mm-hmm. These 2 listings have gone through phases of, we're not going to list, we're going to list 6 weeks from now, we're going to list tomorrow. We're not where we stand today based on the protocols of the company, based on what we think to be all the safe protocols in place to keep our public safe, and based on Kate Brown's kind of business-friendly, weak public decision. I certainly don't agree with it, but within that, but my interpretation is, if she makes a business-friendly dictate, which she did, then and agent lender, everyone else out there will be looking for a way to thread the needle and be a part of the we can continue doing business conversation. And if that happens, there is then inherently a market created. And when that market's created, I can't say no to my clients and not participate. I need to serve them. So we will serve at the highest level with the most amount of virtual technology, with the least amount of showings and the most amount of oomph behind it. Every agent that we're in contract on that are buyer's agents on our listings are following extremely high levels of protocol. We plan to do the same for the listings. It's really interesting to me that the market is as strong as it is. It's like every day surprising. We were just talking about the data. If you want, I can share a little bit of that.
Yeah, please. That's just, it kind of just blows your mind.
It does blow your mind. Okay, so for North Portland, I looked through all of 141 section, all of North Portland, from 100 million, pulled every that is pending, that went pending in the last 7 days. In other words, it was on the market for who knows how long, but in the last week, it
and
went.
That was $300 to $1 million. So the price range, right? Okay.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And what we see that is exceedingly interesting to me is that the days on market range from 1 to 85, 90% of these. So out of 26 listings, there are 5 that were on the market longer than a week. In other words, all of these days on market, 5 days, 5 days, 3 days, 4 days, 4 days, 5 days, 1 day, 6 days, et cetera, all but 5 of them are inside of a week. That means that they listed and went pending from last Monday till yesterday.
Yeah.
In other words,
in days,
almost everything.
Days. Yeah.
Basically, almost everything listed and went pending last week during the absolute surge of brand new information that the world is on fucking fire. North Portland listed homes and buyers bought homes. That was the response. That is so crazy to me, and that's what happened. I was just pulling data for Vermont Hills because we have a listing at about 600 coming as well this week. Not exactly the same, not quite as dramatic, but almost. A handful, 3 to 5 listings on the market active. 2 of them have been on for a long, long time. The other 3 are listed in the last 5 days.
Yeah.
In the pending sector, almost everything that was pending was similar. It was like all within the last 10 days, and then a couple that had been around longer.
Yeah.
It's really incredible to me how much supply, how much demand there is versus the supply. What I thought was interesting about that yesterday and 3 days ago was that, cool, that demand will be there even when people lose wealth, people lose income, some people lose jobs, we lose buyers in the market, some sellers decide not to move, et cetera, et cetera. In 3 months, that demand is so strong that even with the deterioration of the edges of that demand, there's still such a bulk of it, we're going to have a big second half of the year.
Yeah.
That was where I was sort of resonating with, boy, that gives me some hope. Today, I have a different feeling.
What's your...
I think Brown, a huge part of it, but not the only part of it. We're looking at kind of some sort of a reset in what normalcy might look like for a little while.
Yeah.
And then a post-COVID market. And I also wonder, though, when Portland, Multnomah County, Oregon in general sees our share of actual physical sickness cases, which we haven't yet, how that might affect things, and no one knows anything what's going to happen tomorrow. But I do wonder if what we're seeing now is the same thing we saw at the beach last weekend, which was tons of people. I mean, there was 37 people in the fucking candy store.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure how much Laffy Taffy you think is important right now. What the F is going on? There's like 20 people shoulder to shoulder in the burger shop.
Yeah.
We drove through one of the towns to go to this like secluded beach and have a fire. And it was like crazy. And I wonder how much of that is what was in that just, final party before everybody realizes the shit hits the fan. Is that why there's so many cases in New York? Is because they didn't take it seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I'm worried about public safety. I think, I know a real estate transaction can be done really safely. I'm not so worried about the real estate transaction. I'm just more worried about the people getting the heaviness of the message, right? Like, this is real, stay healthy. And I know that everything that we're doing within the company and our policies, like we are really doing our best to stay healthy. It's just, it's around the edges of that. It seems like how, I was kind of hoping for a major shutdown for people to get the gravity of what's happening right now. Although, of course, on the other hand, to see business move forward and of course, that's lives, that's jobs. There's a lot of people depending on that. In that too.
You and I talked a bunch about already over the course of the last week about the fact of it isn't as complex as it sort of seems, the depth of it, or like dropping down into the truth of what's going on here. That's just a lot to process. And when everything is there to process, like you don't need to change anything except for everything.
Yeah.
Like, and then the next day it's like, here we go again. That's just a lot to process, and it's a lot to share, and it's a lot to lead for others.
Yeah.
It is difficult for me today to tell a client, okay, given the gubernatorial dictate, I think we list, and here's what it looks like, and here's all the steps we take, but I think we do it. And that's hard. My photographer, I asked, are you willing to do a walkthrough with your
Oh shoot, lost you.
walk through that home, piece together the professional photography,
Yeah.
do a walkthrough like you're on a phone with your friend FaceTiming, and then also look at the room by room 360-degree swivel virtual tours. You get all of that. What my hope is that, again, it's a math problem like social distancing.
Yeah.
We're not saying no one's going to go in the house. We're saying I don't want anybody in the house that hasn't done all of those things and decided, God, I got to get in there and write an offer. If that's you, you're welcome to come in. If that's not you, fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't want, I probably shouldn't say it, but if it's not you, we're not looking to have 100 showings. The same reason we don't want open houses.
Yeah.
So that's a very different, I haven't done that math before for listings. I've always done the anything and everything I can.
Yeah.
I want to do it all.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very different.
Well, and again, with the demand that it is, we're not really limiting sellers market right now by limiting the amount of showings and putting all the restrictions on. Like we are privileged to be in a position that we can make it as difficult as possible to get into a
That's
home
right.
and still sell a home in less than a week.
And
So,
still get it sold in a week. And again, for optimal pricing. So if we
yeah,
have 3 offers on it, and we all know we don't need 30 offers on a house.
nope, no,
3.
yeah, yeah,
3 to 6 is, that's it. Above 6 is just more paperwork, and I don't want it. And I don't want 17 offers on a house because I don't want 17 people through the house.
yeah,
I want, you know, if I had my druthers, I would pick the top 3 people in the market, let them through, and then let them bid for it.
yeah,
That's actually a wonderful scenario. You just can't do that. It's not
yeah,
realistic. It's fantasy work.
yeah,
So we're going to get the right people through the house. We're going to get them in there, and we're going to get my clients out of the house for a week
yeah,
for showings. And then if it takes longer than that, they'll stay away. I don't think it will.
yeah,
But, and they go through me to schedule, and they're going to prove to me that they have the right protocol, and we're going to confirm it. So
yeah,
what are you going to do?
yeah. Well, Karim, I appreciate you jumping on right now, talking about it. We'll talk again tomorrow, but here we are, Monday, 3:20.
Tomorrow we'll be like, and now we sell hot dogs.
I
We
know,
don't
and
do real
now
estate anymore.
I know. So, but I think it's really helpful. I know this conversation's helpful. Just like agents, we're all having these conversations right now, and just to and I appreciate you. You know,
For sure. I
thank
know. I will see you later. We're both going to that spaghetti buffet at the bingo club tonight.
yeah. Oh yeah, with the roller rink later. Yeah.
They're
It's just to lean all over the carpeted side rail.
there's the sushi buffet. There's a naked sushi buffet in the middle. Just
Yeah. Yes. No, I'll be at home alone again, eating safely
yeah.
from my own refrigerator.
Who's gonna watch this? I know some of our agents will watch this. I know some other people will. We got some community members too, like some agents that I just adore from other agencies looking. But I am like more than in a long time. I'm like truly honored by the people that I get to work with.
Yeah.
It's a pretty incredible community, for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah. People are really taking care of each other and checking in and really doing the right thing. So
Yeah, badass. Peace.
thank you. Bye.